later, so there's no way he can use them. The main reason for me to keep my old number for a short while was to avoid being disconnected should his family call. If they called, I would be warned that something was up. Mainly, I tried to use his 8 hours of air travel to disable all financial ties to avoid confrontation. The movers took a little longer because some furniture needed disassembling. I gave them all his tools and workbench that I gifted Nick. They also helped me take down the catio. I had the landlord keep the bed as I'm repulsed by it. All his belongings were documented and shipped to his mother. I was told it could take a day or two. The landlord already got the keys. I left ASAP after cleaning up because I was nervous he would call his family, in case he tried to use the cards, and they would show up to my place. I donated most of my clothing to avoid triggering memories. I took all the electronics I bought for him. I left for a hotel about 4 hours away to make sure I didn't run into his family. I'm still tired and mentally exhausted. I kept finding things that made me feel even more stupid, but what's done is done. I opened his external memory to delete any of the files that I created and found an e-business card with his side chick's name as chief marketing director for the company I created for him. This is beyond dishonesty. And please, marketing director my behind. They are living in a dream. I found their texts too. Her texts were sometimes insistent on him making a choice and sometimes very passive about understanding he needed time. Her mother and sister both did a Facebook check-in at a British Islands airport, so this is definitely not a business trip. Let them cover for his expenses now. I don't think her mother likes Nick because their texts make reference to some parental interference from her mom. I'm sure Nick's crap show will begin when he tries to get into our place. Maybe the owner already changed the locks by then. About Nick's tablet, I logged onto it and found it logged onto his email accounts and texting. It was both cathartic and awful. I found out he'd been fired from his government job. It's not that he lost his job. He got fired, lied to me about getting a new job, and then lied about not getting paid. From what I gathered, he spent days walking around the mall and I do not know for what purpose. Sometimes he sent her pics of his breakfast at the mall. I started that relationship fair and square. He was single. At least I'm glad I was never a side piece. His breakup with her is confirmed by the messages. She's very young, has a job and comes from a tight-knit family from what it looks like on her mother's Facebook page. Their messages also let me know what a lowlife he is. He wanted her to actively market his non-existent business, and when she succeeded, then he would be comfortable about leaving me. He told her he would have left me earlier, but she needed to understand that would affect him financially, and she needed to understand that. She replied with desperate messages that she was looking for a better job. Sometimes she was docile and didn't push him. I'm safe and happy to be so near my family, but I'm mentally drained. I feel dirty and disposable. His family knew. His friends knew. She knew I existed and said I was playing sick to get pity. She texted that I wasn't helping more financially because I'm greedy. His replies reinforced this. His empty goals played a part here. He's been promising her that he will make it big and talks too much crap about an industry he hardly knows. All he had was my good faith and knowledge. He never nurtured his own network because he gets mad when he's told no but does nothing to be worthy of people's time. I will never help a man build himself, ever. I hope he enjoys living with his little brother and his baby mama drama from an ex who is now successful and wastes no time dragging him down. I'd love to see the situation when his other brother gets yelled at and taken to court by his ex. This is basically a yearly event. Or when his sister goes crazy and starts yelling because her ex walked out on her and somehow, this is everyone else's fault.